Welcome to the LexisNexis series, Preparing for 1L Success. My name is Zachary Gibbons, and I'm your Lexis instructor. Now, some of you may already be familiar with Lexis in some capacity, whether you used it in undergrad for pre-law courses, or maybe even in a past job. 10 out of the top 10 Fortune 500 companies and about 97% of AmLaw 100 firms are actually LexisNexis customers. But if this is your first time seeing Lexis, don't worry. Lexis is simple and it's intuitive. Between the instruction you'll receive from your legal research and writing professors and the mandatory and optional trainings that I conduct on campus, you'll have mastered it in no time at all. This short video is going to help you get started though. It'll give you an introduction to LexisNexis for law schools, and specifically we're going to look at how you can better be prepared for class. Now, among all the new experiences and things to learn, I can say the most common and daunting is the idea of being called on in class, specifically about a case you really don't understand. And believe me, it happens to everyone. So the week before 1L Fall officially started at Vanderbilt, they do an orientation week with a small mock class, reading assignments, things like that to get you prepared. Now, we read our assignments at the pool, went out every night, yada, yada, yada. So I walked into the first week of class thinking to myself, man, I got this. Law school is a breeze. It's going to be so easy. And let me tell you, actual class was a little different. My first experience with the Socratic method was much more paper chase than Goodwill Hunting. And if you haven't seen the movie Paper Chase, I recommend you at least check out this clip to see what I'm talking about. You see, learning to read legal cases is a bit of an art. Whether it's the Latin, the Old English, or even just the court's writing style, it's pretty easy to find yourself getting to the end of a 10-page case, and much like my dog Bear here, thinking to yourself, I have no idea what I'm doing. Looking back though, I can tell you it doesn't have to be that way. So today what I'm going to do is show you a few things that I wished I knew from day one about how LexisNexis can get you ahead of the curve and help you be confident when you're cold called on in class. Now, first I'll show you how to retrieve a case on Lexis Advance so you can prepare for class with case summaries and headnotes. And then after that, I'm going to show you a few quick tips and tricks I know I would have found useful when I started law school, as well as some ways to not only save some money, but also to make some. So, let's get started. To access Lexis, go to LexisNexis.com/law school. At orientation, you were provided a card with instructions on how to register. If you've not done so, go ahead and pause this video and take a moment to do it now by clicking this link that says Register for Lexis Advance and follow the prompts. If you can't find the card that had your school's code for registering on it, go ahead and reach out to one of your school librarians or me for a replacement. Now, once you're signed in, you'll come to the LexisNexis for Law School's homepage, where you can find information on upcoming trainings, the 1L Success Toolkit, a legal dictionary, and much more. We'll come back and cover this in more detail at the end of the video. For now, let's click on Go to Lexis Advance. At the top, you'll see the red search bar. This is where all of your searches will start. There are two main ways in which you can find a case, either by searching the name of the party separated by a V, or through the citation number. Lexis works in many ways like Google. Now, pro tip, if you're struggling, you can use the Get a Doc assistance link in the upper right-hand corner of the red search bar to help you correctly type a citation. Now, you'll notice when I start to type a party name, Lexis pre-populates with suggestions in the word wheel. Searching by citation, though, is going to be your best choice. As you can notice, there could be multiple cases with the same name, especially when one name is very common or one of the parties is the United States. If the citation for a case is not on your syllabus, you can locate it under the names of the parties in your textbook. This will ensure you're always accessing the right case. So let's go ahead and look up a case that at first glance gives every first-year civil procedure student a headache. Erie Railroad. It's a negligence case brought against a railroad company after a person was struck by the door of a passing train while they were walking next to the track. Its citation is 304 US 64. Like Google, Lexis gives you some wiggle room when running a search. You'll notice that although proper citation calls for things like periods, spaces, and capital letters, I did not need to use them when running my search. All you need to do is make sure you have the right numbers and the right letters and that they're in the right order. After that, we'll go ahead and select Run Search. And it's going to take us directly to our case. It's that easy. Now, having found the case, the first thing we'll want to do is read what is known as the case summary. I'm sure many, if not all of you, have already heard of case briefing. For those of you who haven't, it's a way of taking notes on the relevant facts and issues of a case. Lucky for you, attorney editors at Lexis have gotten you started with a mini brief. And with about 40% more case summaries over the last 20 years than other sites, you can be confident that they'll be there whenever you need them. It's just one of those ways LexisNexis can help make sure you're always prepared. So let's take a little deeper look at the case summary. First things first, you'll see the procedural posture. This just lets you know how the case arrived here through the courts. The overview will give you a breakdown of the most important facts and the major issues faced by the court in this case. Before we even begin reading the case, we now already know that the railroad company is claiming that under state law, they're not liable, but that the injured party filed against them in federal court. The outcome lets us know that SCOTUS overturned the decision to allow the party to file in federal court, stating that state law ruled supreme in this instance. After viewing the case summary on Lexis, you're going to want to go back to your textbook and read what your professor assigned. Court opinions can touch on a number of different issues, so many textbooks will actually abridge them and edit out the portions that aren't going to be relevant to whatever it is you're being covered. So by reading in the textbook, you'll save yourself the hassle of accidentally reading more than you needed to. Some of you may be thinking, he's telling me to pull up a case online, but then go read it in my textbook. Why should I spend the time finding the case on Lexis to start with? Well, you see, with case summaries, you're going to have that foundation for understanding what you're about to read. Knowing the main points in what the court decided, stated to you in plain English, is going to drastically reduce the amount of time you're going to spend reading. You won't end up like me the first time I read this case, where I had to keep going back and rereading sections of the case to try and understand what was happening. I am pretty sure I turned what was like a 10 or so page reading assignment into at least an 100-page one by the time it was all said and done. Now, following the case summaries on Lexis, you'll see what are known as LexisNexis Headnotes. These are the holdings or the main points of law from the case. Again, selected by our attorney editors, they're unique in the fact that they use the exact words of the court. They're organized by legal topic, allowing you to quickly locate the exact black letter law from your case. So say, for example, here with Headnote 1, if we select this, we can actually see within the opinion where the court stated these exact law. So there is no worry that the court's words have been misinterpreted. So for example, should your Civ Pro professor call on you about when state law is not to be applied, had you copied this Headnote 1 into your notes, you could easily and confidently respond with, in matters governed by the U.S. Constitution or by acts of Congress. Now, speaking of copying your notes, if we highlight this relevant text, you'll see we're provided with a number of options, one of which is this Copy Advance. This allows us to select a citation format. In this instance, standard is going to align with the Blue Book rules, and then copy that text with both a pin site and a hyperlink so you can easily access this section of the case again from your saved notes. Now, what if, after reading the case summary, reviewing the headnotes, and briefing the case, you're still having trouble understanding an issue? Well, we still have you covered. Check out the second video in this series, Researching an Unfamiliar Area of Law, easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC. So, with class prep out of the way, I want to quickly point out a few other little tips and tricks, things that can just make your life a whole lot easier. At the top of any document you access on LexisNexis, you'll notice a ribbon running across the screen with a folder and a print icon. You have the ability to create an unlimited number of folders and save documents to them. To folder a case, simply click on the Add to Folder menu and either select a previously made folder or hit Choose Folder if you'd like to make a new one. This is a great organizational tool for classes and allows you to quickly access cases and the corresponding summaries and headnotes without the need for the citation. Now, not everyone likes to read things electronically. There's definitely something to having a physical copy in hand that you can highlight, annotate in the margins, stick in a folder. And as you may know, your school provides you with a limited amount of printer credit. Now, you may be thinking, it's a lot, seeing as how each printed page usually costs something like 5 cents. I'm here to tell you, though, it's really easy to burn through that credit in no time at all. So why not just print your cases for free? Lexis has printers located around the law school campus. Anything you print from Lexis using these printers is free of charge. To print, simply select the caret and then choose Settings underneath the print icon. And from here, we'll select LexisNexis Printer. If you don't see this at first, just make sure to go ahead and scroll down a little bit. From there, access the drop-down, and the names of the printers will help you easily identify where they are located at on campus. You also have formatting options and content-specific options. For example, if you wanted to, you could deliver just the case summaries of all the cases you're going to have for that specific day in class. Hit print, and the prints will be waiting for you by the printer when you're ready to pick them up. And this can be done either on campus or at home. Now, if you ever need help when using Lexis, you have a number of different options. Selecting the caret in the right-hand corner will take us back to the top of the screen, and from there we can access our More menu. You'll see an option for live support. This is actually going to allow you to live chat with a research attorney from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. It's a great option for when you're working in the library and can't make a phone call. If you find yourself working in the library after 1 a.m., go home. You can see additional support options from the law school homepage. To quickly navigate back, we'll simply select this caret next to Research and go to LexisNexis for law schools. Additional support options such as the 24/7 research hotline up here under Support or at the bottom of your page. You also have the ability to email or call me. Highly recommend a text over a call. Whoever had my phone before me seems to get a lot of deader phone calls, so I have a tendency to ignore numbers I don't recognize. Or contact any of your student reps. Merely click their picture to find their email address. Don't hesitate to reach out to one of us. We're here for anything you need. Now, the law school homepage, as I mentioned at the start of the training, provides you access to a number of other great resources as well. Up here along the top, if you access resources, you can find the 1L Success Toolkit, Barbary outlines for all 1L courses as well as upper level courses, and a number of other different great things. You also from here have access to a legal dictionary. It's a great resource, allows you to quickly and easily find out and understand those Latin phrases and legal jargon. I know personally it might have helped me realize a lot sooner that SCOTUS is not the name of a really influential judge, but instead the Supreme Court. And just in my defense, when you read opinions by people like Learned Hand, it doesn't seem that much of a stretch that SCOTUS could be someone's name. But now, the best for last. How you can earn a little something while you learn a little something. Lexis is actually the only online research provider that provides a student rewards program. You can earn points while researching by selecting Manage Rewards and making sure you opt in to daily research rewards. Also by attending trainings and completing activities online. These in turn can be redeemed for all sorts of merchandise. To access the rewards page and learn more, select My Rewards account. And from here, you can go ahead and browse the different items that you can purchase. From the smallest, such as, I believe, a pencil case, to the largest, which I believe is a refrigerator now. My personal favorite was Amazon gift cards. If, however, you don't feel like getting anything for yourself, you can actually be altruistic and donate these to charities too. We have up to 100 charities on here, as well as a charity selected by your school specifically. So just remember, when preparing for class, take advantage of case summaries and headnotes, and also be sure to check out that second video in this series for help with researching a topic you're unfamiliar with. And you'll save yourself the embarrassment of being called on and having to stand up and say, pass? And let me tell you, this does not a happy professor make. Speaking from personal experience, it may not be the best way to make a good first impression, but if it isn't the greatest way to ensure you're going to be called on every class for the rest of the semester, I do not know what is. And again, do not hesitate to contact me with any questions, comments, concerns you might have. I'm here to help each of you throughout your law school career, and what I know is going to be an amazing 3 years. So just remember, good luck, have fun, you're going to get to the end a lot quicker than you realize. I look forward to seeing you all around campus.